Okay, so at the end of the last video, we made the moon gray, but as you can see, it also made the shimmer on the water gray, so that's a good thing. Now we want this blue to be darker, and I'm probably just gonna, that's the sky, so let's scroll down. There should be reflection. Did we forget the sky? I guess I didn't get sky. Water. Yeah, I skipped sky when I was copying and pasting. So let's copy sky. And I'm going to put it, got to move my cursor with my arrows on my keyboard. And I will put it right here below background. And I'm not sure what number to change. Let's change this middle one and let's change it to 255 and see what happens. That looks like it was lighter, so let's make it like 180. Or let's make it 155. This looks okay, this looks a little darker. How about let's look at the water. The water is 00150. I'm just going to try that. Yeah, it'll blend in with the water. But let's make this 200 and see what that does. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so there we have that, and I think, is that the end of it? Yeah, that's the end of this level. So as you can see, if my mouse is on the top half of the screen, it's day, bottom half, night. So let's move on. Now we're on exercise 7. So I want you to think for yourself on this one and answer the question. What are 3 ways that functions can be useful when you are writing programs? Hint, go back to the practice levels for review if you are not sure. Just ask yourself, what are the ways these functions are useful? What are we using them for? And if you can't come up with 3, I'm okay with you coming up with 2. Here it says, write your own function. Time to practice writing functions of your own. This is a very simple game in which coins fall from the sky and the bunny tries to catch them. All you need to do is write the function that sets up the coin. Do this. Read and run the code that already exists to make sure you know how it works. Alright, so we have a coin, we have a bunny, and we have a score variable. We have this set coin function. Function. Let's see. In the draw loop, they have a set coin. So that this is if coin.y is greater than 400, meaning if it falls off the screen, it's resetting the coin. Score equals plus, or score plus score. Interesting. So that's where the score is displayed, right there. This is controlling the bunny. You can move it left or right only. So they have, oh, okay, they have the set coin created, but nothing inside the function. Okay. Okay, sounds good. And it's not like moving. Okay, so write the code for set coin function to do the following. Set the coin's velocity to move down, so that'll be y. And we got to go down here. Is that a positive or a negative y? And I believe that's a positive y. We'll make it 5. Set the coin's y position to the top of the screen. Okay. Sprite.y right here. Coin.y. And let's make it -50 because we want it to be off the screen. Randomize the coin's x starting position. So drag a sprite.x, name it coin, and we're going to go to math for this random number block, and we're going to randomize it 0 to 400. Why 0 to 400? Because the x value over here is 0, the x value over here is 400. Okay, think about that. You can go look at some of the previous levels. We don't need to do that. I think this should work. Oh man, this bunny moves slow. Okay, so we don't. Okay, so the coin does reset. The bunny isn't programmed to catch the coins yet. I think they'll do that in a later level. And these coins are falling at a random area, so that's good. Catch the coin, increase the score, exercise 9. Let's make that score change now, too. To complete the game, you'll need to be able to tell when the bunny is touching the coin and then reset it. Use an if statement and the is touching block to increase the score when the bunny catches the coin. Okay, so make sure you're calling your function to reset the coin once it's been caught. So these directions aren't very clear. They want us to, I think they want us to do that when the bunny is touching. I'm going to pause the video and try and figure this out. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we're going to create a new function. So let's do that. And let's call it catch coin. Notice how I capitalized the C in coin, and we are going to write some code inside it, which we are going to need an if statement. If, let's make this bigger. If we need the is touching block, bunny is touching coin. Oh, you know what? We can just copy. I think we can just call the function set coin in here. Set coin. And we're going to also need to say score equals score plus 1. Play the game and randomize the velocity. Make sure that you're calling. Okay. Yeah, so we got to call that inside the draw loop. Hold on, let me figure this out. Okay, I think I know what to do here, and I don't think we actually need this function block. So let's move this if statement outside. Now we're going to drag this function and just get rid of it. Okay. Now we're going to move this code. If bunny is touching coin, set coin. Click it, drag it, and scroll up. Oh, we can't do that. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to hit Control X on my keyboard, so I just cut it. And now I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to paste it here. Inside, this is inside the draw loop, just so you know. If bunny is touching coin, set coin. That'll reset the coin. Now we want to increase the score. And how we do that is we go to variables, and we're going to say score equals, we're going to say score plus 1. The only reason this works, or this should work, is because the variable for score was already created and set equal to 0. So now they're saying play the game and randomize the velocity of the coin. So let's find coin. Okay, no. So now let's find set coin. Okay, this. Okay. Randomize the velocity of the coin. Let's make it 5 to 10. Alright, and now our scoreboard should work. Error saving project. Uh-oh. That's usually a problem with the website. Alright, cool. Yep, and the score is working. Excellent. Cool. You might want to make your bunny move a little faster too, but moving on. Okay, this is exercise 10. Change the background with the score. Once you've got 10 coins, it's time to celebrate. You should change the background to be something fun. Do this. Use an if statement and 2 separate functions to draw your backgrounds. Then go write your functions outside your draw loop. You get to decide what a simple or silly background is or are. Have fun with it. Okay. Use an if statement and 2 separate functions to draw your backgrounds. Okay, so now I see what we're going to do. We're going to create the functions first, and then we're going to write an if statement inside the draw loop. So let's create our functions. And they didn't explain this well at all. They want us to create one background called simple and one background called silly. Yeah, they didn't explain that well. Let's just drag in two blocks, two function blocks. And let's say simple, call one simple, and one silly. And you can use your imagination. Obviously for simple, I'm just going to go with just a classic color. And for silly, if you guys want to like add some animations, you can, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to make it another simple color. But you can draw on it, you can add animations. We'll make this one red. And we'll say, now for our if statement, inside the draw loop, we'll say if, I'm going to do an if else statement. If score, I'm just going to type this in. If score is greater than 10, and then we're going to call the function. And you can drag one of those blocks into the else part as well, and we'll do silly first and simple. So now the background should start out as yellow, but if we get 10 coins, it'll go to red. And I'm going to make this bunny faster so we can demonstrate this very quickly. Let's make it 5, 5. Alright, so it started out yellow. I'm pretty sure that's correct. I'm going to pause the video for the sake. Alright, so I just hit 11 and my background did change to red. So I was thinking it would change to red at 10, but I put a greater sign, a greater than sign. So if you put equal to, greater than or equal to, it will change at 10. But we're going to move on to exercise 11. Looks like there is one extra exercise, so let's work on it. Okay, and this is 11A, creating functions to draw scenes. The provided code draws one of two different scenes based on where the mouse is on the screen. It either calls the draw scene 1 function or the draw scene 2 function. However, these functions don't exist yet. Feel free to be creative and draw whatever two scenes you want. Do this, create the draw scene 1 and draw scene 2 functions. Fill them in with code to draw two different scenes. Okay, so you're going to want to try and create this, okay? I'm not going to have time to do this in the video, but I do want you to try and do this. So create two draw scene 1 and draw scene 2 functions and put in the animations you need to make it look like this. Okay, great.